and News Person Day. So it's a day to give a news person a hug. So if you know any news person around you, just go to the person and give the person a hug. And you'll be asking, why? Why should I hug somebody? Why would I hug a news person? Don't forget, a news person is someone that disseminates information. That's the news. Yeah. So that's it has to do with media. So let's take a look at this celebration. Says it has only been in recent years that the news could be accessed at people's fingertips 24 hours a day. Prior to this modern era, it was necessary to turn on a radio, watch the television at a certain time of day, or even read a newspaper to keep up on what was going on in the world. The people who brought the news hold an important role in society, and today is a day to show them love and appreciation. It's time to National Hug in News Person Day. Yes.
So that means we'll be doing a whole lot of hugging today.
Yeah, we'll be doing a whole lot of hugging.
We have so many news persons around in the office, so I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. Some of them might not even know
that today is a day to celebrate.
Yeah, and they might be surprised. Why is Vivian just hugging us up and down? You know.
Yeah,
after doing the hugging, I will actually explain to them what the hugging actually is all about. Why I had to go all out hugging them.
Yes, they really need it too, because prior to this time,
it's actually stressful, you know, being the news department, having to gather news, write, put everything together, and of course disseminate. I mean, read the news, and so to say. Especially when it comes to the online media era, where you can be on, you can access news 24 hours of the day, any time of the day. You can access the news. You don't necessarily have to to your tube, your television station, your television or the radio for you to access news. It's there at your fingertips. Yes.
Yeah, so prior to this modern era, people turn on their television at a particular time. You know, I think then it was it 4 o'clock or something? I think it was 4 o'clock that they go off or something. Or I can't really recall. It's really been long.
At the point it was 4 o'clock. At the point it was 9 o'clock. Immediately after the main news at 9 o'clock, they will shut down.
Shut down.
Yeah. Yes. At the point it was 12 midnight. You know.
But so now people were actually trying. For those who do not have televisions at their homes, they try to steal a peep
from the neighbors.
Neighbors'
windows.
Yeah, you see children clustering around in a neighbor's window only because they want to view that television set. And in those days, if your father can afford a television, then you guys are rich. You're very
You're
rich.
Buga entier, so
you're very rich. And you can do shakara with your television.
Exactly.
If a friend is trying to
come to your house or not.
If a friend is trying to annoy you, tell the person, you see, don't come to my house again. You
watch
television. I will not open the door for you. You know, when someone even goes to peep, you just shut the curtain. You know. So, but now we have the news at our tip. It's just here. You can access it anytime, any day you want. As far as you have data, you can access it anytime. And radio is still there. You can just tune in. You know, these little phones now, not the Android phone, but those very small phones, common phones.
Even without your earpiece, you can just
without your earpiece.
You
tune it on and you get your radio,
information or whatever entertainment you need.
So yes, we really need to give a hug to every news person around you, and let's celebrate them for making things easier for us. Yeah, so that's that on the National Hug and News Person Day. The next is the National School Librarian Day. Librarian Day. This is another form of information as well. Every librarian around you deserve an appraisal today, because today is their day. They are the ones that keep the information, they store the information. Imagine when you go to a library and you want to get a particular book, you don't know the shelf to go look for the book. You meet a librarian, they tell you this is the shelf, and they are the ones that classify every book that come into the library. Yes, they classify it and then they shelve it, they do everything, even the index number, they do everything.
Exactly.
So show some love to the folks who take care of the books, resources, quiet space, and much more that comes along with the school library. Get ready to celebrate National School Librarian Day.
Really, these people need to be celebrated, because if they are not there to take care of those books, to ensure that when you borrow books, you return them and they are properly kept. I mean, where they should be. So that when you come looking for them, you can just access them easily, because it could be cumbersome, it could be stressful when you come to get a book and you walk up and down from one shelf to another without being able to get a particular book. But these librarians, everything is properly placed. So when you come looking for a book, you can easily take any book you want. And of course, they keep the place clean, calm. Quiet. You can read, assimilate whatever you are there to study. I want to say kudos to all school librarians.
Yeah, library is a very beautiful place to stay because I worked in a library.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I was 7 in Osun State, I worked in a library. And I was so excited whenever I'm going to work because I was looking forward to classifying books. Oh. I love classifying. Because almost every week they bring some set of new books to the library. So all you have to do is just take note of them, then you start your classification and every other thing, cataloging. You just start doing that.
You have the right terms. Actually shows that you have worked in that place. Yeah.
When someone comes to you and say, "Oh, can you help me find this book?" You'll be so willing and so glad to help. You know, I love that. I love the library. So let's take a little history of the National School Librarian Day. It says the first school libraries in the United States were likely formed in one-room schoolhouses during colonial times, when the teachers would keep a few books in the school for children to have access to. When children learning how to read or older children doing research, records show that Franklin recommended libraries as a key element for schools. And when the Penn Charter School was formed in 1744, its design included a special room to be designated for use as a library. Yeah, people want to do research when you're writing your projects
you're doing,
you just go to the library and then you get materials, you compile them, put them together, and your project is ready. So kudos to all librarians out there, and we're wishing them a lovely celebration today as we celebrate their day.
Exactly. Happy World Librarian Day. And do we have any more to talk about?
No, that's really all. That's really the basics. Okay. The basic, yes. Others are just people's birthdays, just like foods and stuff.
I think let's talk about food. I think I would like us to talk about food. You know, I love that aspect. I love food. I love everything that has to do with food, especially talking about healthy eating. You know, you need to eat healthy for you to stay healthy and alive. It's better to pay for healthy food than to spend money for medication when you fall ill because you didn't eat healthy.
Well, that's not it's just a particular kind of food. It says burrito.
Oh.
Yes. It's National Burrito Day. Okay. Line up some meat, beans, and cheese on a large flour tortilla. Fold in the sides, fold up the bottom, and then roll. It says it's time to celebrate and enjoy this simple but delicious food on National Burrito Day. The history of burrito is couched in mystery because the concept of meat and cheese rolled in tortillas is hard to trace. A variety of different types of food that originated from Mexico include the tortilla with meat and cheese, such as the taquitos.
Don't bite your tongue there.
But the burrito is a bit unique because it is larger than others, and its history has grown out of the culture of Mexico, but made its way into the southwestern portions of the United States, where it became even more popular. So it's a Mexican meal. Yeah, and then
you want to try it out?
To the United.
I think I want to try it out.
You want to try it out? Cheese. You want to have cheese?
Yeah, cheese. It has.
It's fatty.
It's fatty, fine, but you could just once in a while you can do that. It has I noticed something else it has there. It has apart from the beef, the cheese, it also has beans. It has beans, so that could also help, make it a complete diet. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing maybe something done on fufu. A word fufu day.
Oh, really? What cassava day?
I wonder who will be able to do that because somebody actually put that there online. So we should get someone also who will do something on our local meals, so to say.
Today is also Carrot Day.
Oh, carrot. I love carrot. Yeah.
International Carrot Day. It's a favorite food for rabbits, but to humans take it as well. Yes, carrot is actually rabbit's food. Yes. Amazing for the eyesight and the foundation of what is easily one of the greatest cakes ever conceived. This root vegetable is full of vitamins and nutrition while being tasty as well.
Exactly.
So carrots is very, very good. When people think of carrots, it's doubtless that the mind is immediately brought to the bright orange roots and the green foliage.
Yeah, carrot
for
is
the eye.
actually, yeah.
It has
Apart from
nutrients.
being good for the eyes, it's good for cleansing of the teeth. You know, that chewing process helps brighten the teeth. I know about that. And of course, it's something you can nibble on as a snack. Instead of snacking on unhealthy, there are those unhealthy snacks you can snack on it. When you feel like maybe nibbling on something, you can easily pack that and chew that when you feel hungry. And also, it has is it soft?
You can also use it
To cleanse your face, yeah, the juice.
Carrot
Yeah,
water,
it has
yeah,
a
the
lot of
juice.
use, a lot of benefit aside the eating benefit. It has a lot of cosmetic benefit.
I think it has oil too.
It has
Carrot
oil. There's carrot oil for the
Carrot oil
skin
for the
and all.
skin.
Even eating carrot regularly, ordinarily, can help brighten your skin. Can help your skin glow. Okay, and also that could help you soften your stomach. If you find it difficult to stew, if you eat a lot of carrots, it could help cleanse your colon and help you pass stew easily. So carrot has a whole lot of benefit. So you should incorporate a carrot into your meal, either eating raw or steamed, but not cooked. Not cooked at all. You should steam it for some few minutes so that the content will also remain even while eating. If you cook longer than 5
nice.
minutes, you would have removed all the nutrients in the carrot. So
That's
is carrot a
really
fruit or a
carrot.
vegetable?
It's a vegetable.
Yeah, some people have mistaken carrot to be a fruit.
Fruit?
But
No
it's a
way.
vegetable. Carrot
It's
is
a vegetable.
Yes. And you
Yeah.
can-
I love carrots.
You can use
there are
carrot.
some that taste like sugar.
Yes, naturally it contains sugar, but maybe one would say healthy sugar. I don't know, so to say, but
Just like the
it's
sugar cane.
sweet. Sugar cane is different. No, the sugar in sugar cane is actually different from the sugar in carrot. Yes, it's a bit milder.
No, but I mean it's safe. It's
safe.
safe. It's natural.
It's natural
and it's
sugar.
safe.
Yes, it's natural. It's safe. You can use carrots for your salad, for your sauce, your cabbage sauce, your sauce for rice, for beans, yam, so to say. You can also use it for meat pies. We find carrots in meat pies.
Carrots and beans.
Carrots and beans is very good. I do that a lot.
Really?
Carrots and beans, yes, it's very good. Just make your beans, when your beans, you have like 5 minutes, so the final cooking point, just add some chopped carrots and you would actually enjoy it. And it adds some color to the food. It is very colorful. That orange color, it adds the beautiful color to your beans. So any meal you incorporate a carrot to, it makes it turn out beautiful. Even your boiled rice.
I'm going to try. No, I do it on boiled rice, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try the
please
beans.
do and tell me the outcome. It's just
Okay.
like if you beans and pawpaw. Have you ever tried that?
No. Oh
Beans
no.
and pawpaw? Oh God,
I haven't.
tried beans and
I
pawpaw.
think we're going to have nutrients corner on this morning.
Yeah,
So you can give us.
I had a segment from the kitchen then way back when we started the morning ride. Then it was a morning golden ride. We had a kitchen corner where we talk about food and the health benefits. Just like I was doing on radio too, eating healthy. Eat right corner. So maybe we're going to bring those segments back
Of
on
course.
TV to
We need
spice
to learn
up.
a
Yeah,
lot.
we'll need them so that they will learn a whole lot on meals. So, Lilibet, any more we are doing now?
No, that's all on national celebration that actually concerns us as
Yeah.
Nigerians.
And today is our parents' wedding anniversary.
Oh my
Let me
word!
So yes, today is your parents' wedding anniversary, and it won't be out of point if we say congratulations to the Ugochukwus.
Yes.
Yes, 40 years, maybe 42 years, she said. I was like,
Thereabouts,
wow, that is good.
thereabouts.
That's quite encouraging. Do you know why I brought that up? I want to encourage people that you should stay in marriage. Look at Lily's parents, 42 years in marriage, and they are still waxing stronger and stronger. So what word do you have for your parents right now, Lilibet?
Okay, I actually didn't know Vivian was
I
going
took
to
you on
bring
a
that
word,
up.
right? Yes, yeah.
Well, yes, like she rightly said, it's actually my parents' 42 or 43, I don't know, wedding anniversary. I was shocked when I even saw it on the platform this morning. I
sister.
didn't know. I didn't keep. Yeah, I really did not keep tab of those things. But well, I'm just happy. I'm just happy that they stayed glued. So many marriages fell apart, and they stayed glued, no matter the circumstances, the hitches, the up and down.
They're still
and
together.
Yes, they're still together. It's something to actually emulate. So I'm just wishing them all the best, and their heart desires being, since today, okay, having today as their wedding anniversary, their heart desires be granted. So this is saying congratulations to the Kelvins Ugochukwus for more good things to come.
Oh, yes.
And happy wedding anniversary.
Amen.
You want to say something too?
I want to say congratulations to them. It's actually interesting. I am someone who loves marriage.
Oh,
I
yeah?
love homes, being together. So when I see such celebrations, when I see people together, I mean, this longer, it makes me happy. It makes me excited. That's why I brought it up here. So I want to say congratulations to you, and wishing that many homes will be intact, will stay together. In Jesus Christ's mighty name.
Amen.
On that
Thank you
note,
so
I want to
much.
say thank you again for joining us on Morning Ride. We're going to a short break. When we return, we'll bring to you our next segment. Please go nowhere. Thank you so much for still being there. Time for paper review. And myself and Lilibet will be doing justice to the headlines on the dailies today. So let's start with the papers we're reviewing, Lilibet.
Yeah, we're going to start with the Punch newspaper this morning. And the head story on the Punch newspaper: electricity supply. Manufacturers labor tackle FG over 240% tariff hike, insist on subsidy. And the rider beneath says 240% hike affects customers enjoying 20-hour supply. Band B to E customers get subsidy. New tariff will send manufacturers out of business, worsen inflation, said Labour OPS. Delta bloodbath, surrender like Okwama, monarch, CDS tells suspected killers. And on the student loan, FG plans pilot scheme for public institutions. Steady dollar supply pushes naira to 1,262 naira per dollar. Customs first quarter revenue surpasses 1 trillion naira. Rice tops 10 billion naira seizures. U.S. offers help as 9 die, 1,000 injured in Taiwan earthquake. FJ reopens third mainland bridge. LASMA warns against speeding. Adeleke Abiodun hail Ebenezer Obey at 82nd birthday Thanksgiving. Transcorp Pretas profit jumps by 93%. And that's all on the Punch newspaper.
Okay, the next paper is the Daily Times. And the screaming headline there says NERC increases electricity tariff for Band A customers. NERC increases electricity tariff for Band A customers. Okay, and says that the review will affect only 15% customer population, and of course to save federal government 11.4 trillion naira in 2024 fiscal year. We have this one that says stakeholders decry electricity tariff hike. Stakeholders decry electricity tariff hike. Also on the Daily Times, we have a story saying make retirement easy for workers. NLC urges the federal government and state make retirement easy for workers. Nigeria Labour Congress urges the federal government and state. Now, Mieti Allah tells court that he has no criminal record. I have no criminal record, detained Mieti Allah, president tells court. Okay, new Senegalese president appoints controversial ally as prime minister. New Senegalese president appoints controversial ally as prime minister. And we have this one that says court orders detention of ISIS suspected member for 60 days. Court orders detention of ISIS suspected member for 60 days. Well, those are the headlines from the Daily Times. Leave the next paper.
Nigerian Tribune is our next paper for review. Atiku, Wike sets to rekindle rivalry at PDP NEC. Ex-VP arrives for crunch meeting. That's the rider. Electricity consumers with 20 hours daily supply to pay more. Tariff raised from 68 naira per kilowatt to 225 naira. Panel overrules Edo Deputy Governor's objection, continues investigation as Assembly closes case. And that's on the impeachment story. APC leadership does not favor North Central. Story is credited to Lukman. 1 dead, 600 displaced in Oshun rainstorm. Wow. Transcorp Group increases revenue by 47.3%. Reps to quiz AGF over 78.761 billion naira excess salaries, wages paid to 106 MDAs. And there's a photo speak there saying Tinubu signs Students' Loan Amendment Bill into law. Rivers Peace Pact. If my actions will be taken as weakness, I will surprise them, says Fubara. Rider says, Secondus blast Wike over expired politicians' claim. And on the Okwama community, Urobo rulers call for independent investigation, return of runaway indigents. And that's all on the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Okay, our next paper is The Independent, right? And the screaming headline there says, outrage greets federal government more than 300% electricity tariff hike. This is a story on almost all the papers. Outrage greets federal government more than 300 electricity tariff hike. Okay, we have this one that says CSOs back Serap, ask governors to account for 5.9 trillion naira and $4.6 billion loans. CSOs back Serap, ask governors to account for 5.9 trillion naira and $4.6 billion $4.6 billion loans. We have another one that says embattled LP national chairman escapes assassination. I wonder why they want to assassinate him. Embattled LP national chairman escapes assassination. We also have this one that says Reverse Peace Pact. I will surprise you. Fubara warns political opponent. These two people's stories can make me smile whenever I see the stories. I will surprise you. Fubara warns political opponents. I wonder what he's going to surprise them with. All right. Now, Okwama killings, sponsors of all theft behind Sojas massacre. Sponsors of oil theft behind Sojas massacre, according to Army Chief. The next one says Tinubu signs amended student loan 2024 bill into law. Tinubu signs amended student loan 2024 bill into law. Nice one there. Now, Lagos police bust kidnappers, then and rescue 2 victims. Lagos police bust kidnappers, then and rescue 2 victims. Impeachment panel overrules Shaibu and Jones sitting to today. Impeachment panel overrules Shaibu and Jones sitting to today. Those are the stories from the Independent. We are now going to look at the stories from the next paper from Livet.
The Nation newspaper is next. Federal government plans to raise bond in Forex. The rider says customs, okay, that's not the rider. Customs ranked in 1.3 trillion naira in first quarter, says CG P2 fire at LP chair Abu Reis, Abuja home. Consumers flay electricity tariff hike without improved supply. Why banned a users should pay 225 naira per kilowatts by NEC. Only 15% of customers affected. 400,000 liter diesel bunker found in Lagos home. Ayedetiwa Jimo Akinteriwa Oke to face direct primary. Shaibu's council works out on impeachment panel. CDS monarchs can't exonerate selves from killing of Army 17. Otu inherited empty treasury from Ayade, says commissioner. Wow. Okay, you want to get the details of that story? Go to the page 3 of the Nation newspaper, empty treasury.
Yeah, from the Nation newspaper, we move to the Daily Trust. And the headline there, the major headline there says, NLC CSOs reject electricity tariff hike. Okay, I wonder what these people in charge of the tariff, the electricity issues is. I mean, I wonder what they are doing about this hike, why they have decided to increase the tariff for electricity this high. Now, so many bodies are rejecting the increase. So many people are talking about it. Well, that is another major headline on one of the dailies. NLC CSOs reject electricity tariff hike. Now we have this one that says banditry 289 2,089,000 persons displaced. Sorry, 289 persons displaced in Kaduna. 289 persons displaced in Kaduna, according to officials. Okay, this is due to the activities of bandits. Now, this story that says 4 killed in Taraba, Nasarawa, as windstorm destroy many houses. 4 killed in Taraba, Nasarawa, as windstorm destroys many houses. Sad there. Customs worried as CBN hikes duty rate 28 times in 3 months. Customs worried as CBN hikes duty rate 28 times in 3 months. How can that be possible? Now, there's this one that says, okay, Tinubu signs, this is a beautiful one. It's almost in all the papers. Tinubu signs student loan amendment bill. Okay, Tinubu signs student loan amendment bill. Okay, this one says OPEC reclaims production quota as crude oil prices near $30 per barrel. OPEC retains production quota as crude oil prices near 590 per barrel. But these are the stories from the Daily Trust. All right.
Our next paper for review is the Vanguard newspaper. On the electricity story, concerns as tariff hike hits consumers. The writer says it's a recipe for unrest. That's credited to TUC. Poverty rate will worsen.
Exactly.
That's economists saying that. I will not address fundamental energy issues, says Muda Yusuf. And all these riders are under the electricity tariff hike. Dangote refinery to supply petrol next month. Don't take my simplicity for weakness, Fubara tells Wike and others. Nigerian students' enrollments in UK varsities dwindle. Olubadan in council meets tomorrow over nomination of new monarch. And on the Ondo Guba, APC opts for direct primary rakes in 720 million naira. Why residents of Okwama community can't access their homes, and that story is credited to the CDS. NFF mobilizes support for Falcons against Bayana, and as on sports. Volatility forces, FX volatility forces 28 changes in customs duty rates. And on the case of terrorism, court gives DSS nod to detain alleged ISIS, that's the ISIS member, for 60 days. Court gives DSS nod to detain alleged ISIS member for 60 days. And the photo speak says Tinubu signs students' loan amendment bill into law. Now we have that loan into that bill signed into law. So it should commence.
Yeah,
all right, so that's all on Vanguard.
Yeah, and that's all we're going to be taking on the dailies today on paper review. We had several of those headlines like the loan amendment bill on most of the headline of the dailies today. We also have the issue of the fuel hike and the different
electricity.
Yes, sorry,
but it's just
hike.
Some persons that are paying that. People that consume 20 kilowatts of electricity.
Yes.
Those are the people that are going to be affected. Not really everybody.
Okay, and we also have the issue of the Kwama killings. Of almost on all the headlines for today. So I want to say thank you so much for your time on Paper Review this beautiful Thursday morning on Morning Rider. We have more coming your way. Please go nowhere. Yeah. right, thank you so much for still staying there. It's a Thursday morning ride on Delta Television, the People's Pride. And time now for us to bring to you our next guest. And he's no other than Dr. Michael Nwoko. He is the Chief of Staff to the most distinguished senator representing the good people of Delta North at the Red Chambers. You're welcome to our program. He's also assistant to the governor on health monitoring. But today, we are going to be talking about effective representation of the most distinguished Senator Prince Ned Munir Nwoko for the good people of Delta North and of course Nigerians generally at the Red Chambers. We also have Liva is still here.
Yes,
she hasn't gotten nowhere. Okay.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Doctor, one more time. Okay, so let's look at the representation of the most distinguished Senator Prince Ned Nwoko so far at the Red Chambers.
Thank you so much. The representation of distinguished Senator Prince Ned Nwoko at the Red Chambers, that's the 10th Senate
Yes.
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, really is top-notch. The representation is expected from the people of Delta North because that is the reason they entrusted him with the representation, the power as it were, to go out there and speak a line with the interests, yearnings, and aspirations of the people of Delta North Senatorial District, otherwise known as the Anioma people.
Okay.
We have witnessed a very, very dynamic representation which we have never really seen before. You'll agree with me that when he came on board, in line with his fire, approach at the level of the Senate to be able to drive in policies, people-oriented policies targeted at impacting the people of Delta and of course and Nigerians, at large. He rolled out a motion to curb this incessant, theft, of crude oil in the Niger Delta region. That motion really reverberated in the country and is still having very resonance effect, because by reason of the resolution of the Senate, in line with that motion, a joint Senate committee was constituted, made up of Senate committees of petroleum, upstream, gas, environment, wherein the distinguished senator is vice chairman of the committee, to carry out joint investigation. And the committee is really working very hard, for which we are getting results today.
Okay.
The whole idea behind that motion is to ensure that this crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region is addressed, and therefore helping to buffer the revenue profile of the country. And then he went further to also look at motion targeted at addressing state of insecurity within the FCT and other parts of the country. There was a time we were really inundated with a lot of kidnappings within the FCT, etc., involving his senior legislative aide, who was kidnapped alongside other members of the public in their neighborhood. They took them at random, and up to now it's not been found. The recent police reports indicate that some of them were killed, including the senior legislative aide of the distinguished senator. And so he has also addressed the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with an update to that effect. The Senate also resolved to really address the state of insecurity within the FCT and other parts of the country, following the rising cases of kidnapping, banditry, armed robbery, etc. These are motions of urgent national importance.
Yes.
And so he has also looked at, he also brought before the Senate, just before they went on the Easter and Salah break, a motion that can look into the step down of the Okpa independent power plant. If this is brought to the fore, you would agree with me that the step down of the 100 megawatts of electricity from the Okpa independent power plant will guarantee absolute reliable power distribution to the entire Delta North Senatorial District. These are motions of national importance, really. And at the level, at the floor of the Senate, he has made invaluable. The Senate at that time is very, very instructive in the sense that the government order needed to adhere to the Senate resolution in that regard. And I think it is the strict adherence to the resolutions that is the reason why we are getting results we are getting today, helping to give some value to the naira and looking at some economic indices, very tight fiscal and monetary policies capable, of helping to revamp the economy. So the distinguished senator really has a lot of ideas flying all over him, his nostrils, his eyes, all his sensory organs, etc., towards ensuring that he contributes his quota to ensuring national rebates in the country. Then, apart from motions, look at the bills that he has looked at.
All right, let me get there now. Yeah. I'm aware that 3 of the bills of the Senator, Prince Ned Nwoko, have passed the first reading.
Precisely.
Yes, so one of them is the diaspora voting bill. That actually got me. Now, diaspora voting bill, is it really going to be achievable? Like, people in the diaspora or Nigerians in diaspora can be able to vote? How does it want to really achieve that? Because to me, I think it's very large, it's vast. So how do you think it's going to achieve such bill?
Yeah, thank you so much. As a matter of fact, the first bill that the single senator, Prince Ned Nwoko, brought before the Senate is a bill to allow for diaspora voting, so as to encourage Nigerians in diaspora to participate actively in the democratic process in the country. If that comes to the fore, if that bill is eventually passed, you will agree with me that it will go a long way to further strengthen Nigeria's democracy. Because if the Nigerians in diaspora are allowed to participate in the electoral process, for instance, perhaps the results or the outcome of elections, could be different, because they will be allowed to eventually participate in the elections on the basis of their belief, on the basis of principles that are targeted towards ensuring that those viable institutions in those environments where they live really are replicated in Nigeria. That is the whole idea. These individuals have the requisite exposure. They have lived their lives overseas. They live in a society where you have, functional institutions. And I believe that they have this burning desire to ensure that those functional institutions are replicated in the country. So if those group of persons are allowed to participate in the electoral process, you'll agree with me that it will change the dynamics, of the polity, and therefore helping to, strengthen the democratic, process in Nigeria. That is the whole idea. And so he deemed it. It's gone through the first reading. It's gone through the first reading already, and very soon it's going to be enlisted for second reading, wherein there will be public hearing, etc. Stakeholders to be mobilized, to make their contributions and all that. I have the firm belief that.
Be a nice one.
Yeah, I have the firm belief. Other developed countries, have that in place.
Yes.
It will help to strengthen our democracy. I can tell you that one thing that can help to really transform, this nation is for us to get it right at the electoral process. It's only when we get it right at the electoral process that it can be said that we are truly a democratic nation. I know that, yes, democracy returned to this country in 1999. And since then, there have been successive administrations, elections, etc. But the outcome of these elections in some areas, in some parts of the country, really is a far cry from what is expected in terms of transparency, in terms of freeness, in terms of fairness, etc. But again, we are still transiting, towards the real democracy. And, we can't really wait. Those of us who are pro-democratic in nature, who, just like Senator Prince Ned Nwoko, will tell you that elections must be free and fair. Elections must be credible. It's on that note that he eventually put together, the bill, which already has came through the first reading. You have a lot of other. You have a bill for an act to establish the Waste Management and Malaria Eradication Agency in the country. This is one area that is also in line with his vision to bring about effective policies, laudable policies, on ground that can help to bring about, malaria eradication in Nigeria.
And a campaign actually started himself. They even made him go as far as Antarctica.
Going to Antarctica. He didn't go to Antarctica for Jamboree.
At all.
He went there to engage scientists, because looking at the difficult, terrain, of that area is not a journey that one will want to just embark on, without a reason, a very cogent reason. The whole idea that temperature is below freezing point, in Antarctica. So it's not tourism really for him, but he went there for a purpose. And that's when gets because most of the scientists who work day and night towards helping to profile solutions to some of the teething public health, problems. They go there to conduct research because of the, altitude, because of the temperature, etc. So he engaged researchers, and he has also, through his foundation, done a lot. Even before he was elected senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has done a lot through the President Local Foundation in helping to encourage and drive the malaria vaccine production process, etc.
Which you are saying today.
Yeah, that is what we're seeing today. The ROTSS vaccine is out there, but again, with very poor efficacy and potency of about 70%. Now, he's not too satisfied with that. He wants there to be a vaccine that can guarantee 80 to 90, if not even 95% efficacy and potency for both adults, and children. ROTSS has already started in some parts of, West Africa, mainly for children, etc. Then he's also looking at the holistic approach towards, solving this malaria that is endemic within the African region. Malaria happens to be an African problem and therefore requiring African solutions.
Exactly.
And that is the reason why he's driving the process, etc. But, with this bill, if, passed into law, it's going to change the dynamics of the health sector in this country. It's also going to help to bring all the units and departments involved in malaria, project, whatever, either the rollback malaria vaccine units, etc., and all that, and even to bring researchers together, okay, to bring virologists together. Are you getting under one roof so as to ensure proper coordination and organization of the malaria project? Malaria project in the health sector is big, if not one of the, if not very, very large. It's very large. And so, but again, it must be properly organized and coordinated in order to achieve maximum and comparative outcome. That is the whole idea. Okay. Then you have a lot of bills that he has actually put on.
Can we talk about this bill on, self-defense? This is actually one area that people have
amendments. Yes, that's actually the third bill that has also scaled through the first reading.
Yes.
I know that this is eliciting a lot of
argument, debates,
debates across board. People have had cause to ask questions, etc. The distinguished senator really have had cause, to engage the public through media channels like this. I've also had the honor and privilege to, engage audience through, channels like this. I know the pertinent questions that people are asking.
Yeah.
But overall, we must recognize the fact that the security situation of this country really raises a lot of concern, as it were today. Now, one of the critical sectors of the economy of this country that can really help to revamp the economy and enhance the GDP is the agricultural sector.
Yes.
Over the years, we used to have the granite pyramid, etc. We used to have cocoa, and Nigeria, used to export some of these products, etc. in foreign reserve. At that time, Naira was equal, to the dollar. Okay, but again, for us to have a government order that feels the pulse of the people and knows when it's palpable, for us to have a government order that really knows what it takes to fix the economy, you must look at agricultural and industrial revolution. But as it were today, if you must encourage the farmers to go and till the farmland and enhance productivity in the sector, you must ensure that the farmlands are secure.
Yes.
The point is that our, elderly men and women, young people who are interested in agriculture cannot even go into the farmland these days because of armed bandits in the farmland. They rape women, they kill people in the farmland, etc. Even in my own immediate community, a lot had happened in terms of raping women and killing people in the farmland. People are no longer safe in the farm. So these things must be checked. People will just be in their home, just like what happened to the senior legislative aide or a distinguished senator. It was in his house at night, and people just, broke into their home, picked him, and took some of his neighbors, etc. The rest is now history. These people are exposed to heinous crimes in different parts of the country. We cannot fold our arms to continue to watch. No, something drastic must be done. It is on that note that the distinguished senator, who truly understands that the security situation of this country is key, who truly understands that the primary, aim and the primary duty of government or the government order is to guarantee security of life and property. That was why he deemed it fit to propose this bill and be for an act to amend, the Firearms, Act, CAPS F28 laws of the Federation 2004, and provide for a self-defense, bill. That is the whole idea.
Now,
To give citizens a right to self-defense.
Now, when he's
To
talking
own
about
it, okay?
self-defense, now, don't you think it's dangerous when these firearms get into wrong hands? People can just, out of
Misuse
annoyance,
them.
yes, out of annoyance, misuse the firearms. Don't you think there's an act of, or should there be a form of fulfillment before one is allowed to have access to firearms?
Precisely.
Possess,
I'm sure you have gone
yes.
through the bill. Have you read through the proposed bill?
Uh,
If you have read through the proposed
I
bill,
have,
you'll
yes.
agree with me that there are a lot of measures
Fulfillment.
put in place.
You
For
need to go
one,
through the
for
certain-
one to go through to ensure that he is eminently qualified to
Certified.
possess firearm. One of them is that the individual must be 30 years and above. And the second point is that the individual must have enrolled in a shooting school so as to be able to go through the rudiments. Are you getting of the use of firearm? Are you getting? And this shooting school must be manned by a retired military generals who are knowledgeable in the handling and use of firearms. And it's not enough. That individual needs to get certification from his traditional ruler,
Yeah.
who must, confirm that he is of good character. The individual must get certification from 2 medical doctors who must certify him mentally fit and sound to possess firearm. Firearm is a whole lot. It must be,
Now,
it must be mentally stable
Yes.
for you to be able to possess
I'm telling
firearm.
you.
Otherwise, it become a security risk, even to your neighborhood, to the
Exactly.
public. Then the individual will also proceed to his local government chairman to get clearance from his local government chairman to confirm that he's actually.
And this process is
and
not tedious.
It is.
Some
It
person
is
might wanna
not. It
ask.
is not tedious. If actually you want to get it, if we must get this done properly in this country, we must understand that there are some processes that must be followed, and these processes must not be compromised. All over the world, that is how it is. In the United States of America, Second Amendment guarantees the right of the average American citizen to defend himself.
Defend himself, yes.
But there are processes, even though there are challenges over there, and of course they are thinking of amending, the firearms, law over there as well.
Okay.
But the point is that with the measures clearly spelled out in the proposed bill, I can state without fear of contradiction that when you possess this criteria to own a firearm, you will not misuse it. Then apart from getting certification from the local government chairman, you also proceed to the State Commissioner of Police and the State Director of DSS, who must confirm that you don't have any criminal record. Are you getting? Then, by the time you obtain the whole of these reports from these, agents, from this group of persons, or from these offices, you are required to take the report back to the shooting school, who will verify within a period of 2 weeks that actually you got this report from these individuals. Good.
What a
Now,
process.
the shooting school is now in a position to decide whether to approve you,
Or not.
for the firearm for you. Are you getting, or to grant you a license to own a firearm, or to deny you? That is the whole idea. If you look at these measures, if this bill eventually goes through, you cannot compromise it. I remember that during the course of engaging the public, some have had cause to ask this question if people will not compromise the process. But the truth must be said. Looking at these measures, even if you decide to, let's assume the local government chairman knows you, he gives it. Can you also go through the same with the medical doctor? Can you also have your way with the State Commissioner of Police or the Director of DSS? It is not
By the
possible.
time you pass through this
By the time you
process,
go through this
yeah,
rigor
yes.
to obtain the firearm, you know that firearm
It's worth having.
is worth
and should
having
be
one
for the proper use.
and cannot be misused.
Yeah.
That is the whole idea.
Okay.
So this proposed bill is beautifully captured. And I have the firm belief that it is going to go through the second reading and of course subsequently, be passed, into law. Because the whole idea is to be able to change the security architecture in Nigeria in order to guarantee security of life and property. Not until security of life and property is guaranteed in this country, you cannot think of revamping the economy of Nigeria, because this whole thing is intertwined. Nigeria has a potential industry that is untapped, and that is tourism. All the tourism sites in Nigeria are unnatural. No one was built. No one is artificial, just like what you have in Dubai, etc. So tourists are willing to come to Nigeria, but the point is that they are constrained
Security
by the
issues.
security situation in this country. So they cannot come. Tourism is the biggest industry all over the world. But we cannot harness that potential, sector of the economy that is capable of enhancing the GDP of the country because of security concerns. We cannot bring about industrial revolution in Nigeria because of security concern. Investors will not want to come to Nigeria to invest, to set up industries.
Okay.
Wherein jobs can be guaranteed for the teeming, youth of this country because of security concern.
Okay. Now, just take a look at this rigorous process just to attain the firearm. And we are more concerned about our farmers, the elderly ones in the village. How can this benefit? How can they benefit, knowing that they cannot go through that
rigorous process?
How are we going to protect them? Because they are actually the ones that we are looking out for. They are the ones that go to the farm. Agriculture is something that we should embrace because we have to be a productive country, not just an importing country. So how do we protect those elderly ones in the farm? How can they be?
Why would they not be protected? Those days growing up, I used to know that the elderly people who go to the farm, they have their double barrels, double barrels even license.
But they're the
what about the hunters? What about the hunters? What about the hunters? Double barrel license, etc. So it is doable. It is doable. Let me tell you, when these armed bandits, armed robbers, etc., those involved in heinous crime, when they know that they
at least one or two persons have these firearms,
they will meet some level of resistance while carrying out a particular operation, they will think twice. That's the point.
It will be an easy
we have
thing
seen
for
cases.
them, yes.
Yeah, we have seen cases. You see, let me tell you, the average Nigerian is vulnerable right now to crime. People just knock at their door, break into your door, and commit crime and walk away without any sort of resistance. No, these things must change. We cannot continue like this. And you'll also agree with me that the security agencies are overwhelmed. We have over 400,000 policemen policing over 200 million Nigerians. That is absurd.
Yeah.
There is no magic. It is not possible. While we are calling on the government order to recruit more policemen, to ensure proper training for policemen, etc., in order to enhance their capacity to fight crime, and also to enhance the capacity of the military to fight crime, the intelligence community to fight crime, it is also important that we take some certain drastic measures
to protect ourselves individually
in order to change the security architecture of this country.
So do you vie for state policing?
State policing is a very important tool. It is a critical element that can help to also change the security architecture in the country. Because at that time, you would have succeeded in decentralizing the police force. That is how it is in the United States. You have the federal police in the United States, you have the state police, the LAPDs, and etc. are the state police. Then you have, the local police. You have the sheriff counties, etc., and all that, who are involved in local crime. And in all of this, I can tell you that they don't have overlapping functions.
Okay.
No overlapping function. Their duties are clearly defined, clearly spelled out. If you commit federal crime, it is the duty of the federal police to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute. That is the FBI, etc. You commit a crime within the state, it is the duty of the state police to prosecute. You commit crime within the locality, it's the duty of the local police, and otherwise known as the state police and local police. All their duties are clearly defined. No overlapping functions.
Now let's look at an interesting event actually took place yesterday from Honorable Prince Ned Nwoko. Can we talk about that? What actually informed him up with these programs yesterday, so to say?
Yeah, distinguished Senator Prince Ned Nwoko truly has performed so creditably well at the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But again, he was elected by his people to represent them. And so he deemed it that it is important he comes back home from time to time to be able to engage his constituents and update information as to his activities, in the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is a senator who believes so much that at every point in time, it's important to come back to the people that made it possible for him to become the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is actually what necessitated the meeting of yesterday. Okay. Yes, it was originally planned to be a party meeting at the level of Delta North Central District, but it eventually turned into a massive town hall meeting that we have never seen before. And this confirms the popularity and the acceptability of the distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria representing Delta North Central District. Well, for those of you who attended the program yesterday, you would confirm, you will come to the beguiling conclusion that it was a carnival, a meeting that was intended to be just a meeting of leaders, etc., and all that. But before you knew it, a lot of
it was massive.
Party supporters and
cultural troops.
A lot of party supporters, faithfuls that were never invited for the meeting, walked into the meeting to be part of it. We witnessed, an array of traditional rulers within Delta North Senatorial District. That confirms the general acceptability of Senator Prince Ned Munenwoko, and he took time to really update his constituents as to his achievements in the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because he made campaign promises during the electioneering campaigns, etc. He told the people what he's going to do by the time he's elected senator, and so he felt that there was need for him to sit down with the people, engage them, so that even the people can also conduct appraisal on him to confirm if actually he's working on it.
Part of the program was question and answer segment.
Yeah,
the
question and answer.
To asking questions on what he's doing.
Precisely.
Yes.
Precisely. That confirms his, general acceptability and access to your lawmaker. Are you getting? He is one man that is so accessible. If you go to his house, his gates are open 24 hours. And that was why he equally opened the doors of that meeting of yesterday. Nobody locked the doors. There was no accreditation. People walked in, apart from the party leaders across the Central District. They walked in because they wanted to have access, to their senator. And the question and answer segment was not censored. You were there. Yes. He was even personally asking for more contribution, for more questions, because he was ready, to respond to questions, etc. And of course, he did justice to most of the questions, all of the questions asked during the course of the meeting. And they were all centered on his activities at the Senate, 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is what leadership is all about. Leadership that grants people access is very key to ask questions, etc. So that if there is need to whip the leader to line, you whip the leader to line. Leadership, political positions are held in trust for the people. And at every point in time, the people must be granted access. They must engage their leader. They must ask questions. They must, at every point in time, hold their leaders accountable to them. It's very key, and that's exactly what distinguished Senator President Munenwoko demonstrated during the course of the meeting yesterday. That is, having resonance effect everywhere. And I want to believe that other lawmakers will eventually emulate the standard that distinguished Senator President Munenwoko has set, by reason of the meeting that was held yesterday.
There's this particular bill that I wanted you to talk about. That's the 1 month rent limitation and landlord registry act.
Precisely.
Saying that it's unjust to demand rent deposit of 1 year. Now, this is something that people have actually been crying about. That some landlords even go to the extent of asking for 2 years, 3 years. Now, do you think this can actually fly?
Why not? Let me tell you, this is one of the most...
the landlords are acting these days.
This is one of the most people-oriented bills.
Exactly.
That is so passionate to the minds of the people.
Yeah.
I hear people respond to this bill because it's one area that really affects them negatively. Listen, Nigeria is a hitherto rich country wherein over 80% of its population are living below poverty line. Now, given the poverty level of the country, how do you expect an individual who doesn't even have money to boast of 3 square meals on his table to afford 2 years rent, even if it's 1 year, even if it's 6 months? That is so absurd. It is so absurd. It is the most wild decision of policy that you can ever think of. And therefore, it calls for total regulation of the entire rent process across the country. And it's also a clarion call to the government order to enact housing bills that can guarantee affordable housing for the people. Housing bill and, of course, credit line that can guarantee affordable housing for the people. All over the world, the developed countries of the world, you can own a house without necessarily having the cash. Nobody will tell you come and pay 2 million or 3 million for 3-bedroom flat, for a year or 2 years, etc. When you think of how to raise the money, then it even would put so much pressure on your entire psyche, and therefore affecting your productivity.
That's true.
So in developed countries, what they do is that once you have a job, or you have an affordable job, a job that at least can guarantee 3 square meals on the table, not that the job would guarantee you cash to own a house or to rent a house. What they do is that once your credit line is enhanced and you have the potential, the capacity to be able to pay over a period of time, they give you a house either by way of ownership of the house or as a tenant in the house, etc. And so it's built. They work out a credit line, a credit package for you, and you find yourself paying up over a period of time. For instance, United States of America, mortgage arrangement is usually for a period of 30 years.
Yeah.
You can own a house, okay, with a properly worked out credit arrangement by a mortgage company working in collaboration with the mortgage banks, etc. In such a way that within a short period of time or over a long period of time you'll be able to own a house of your own.
Yes.
That is the way it is done. So such policy should be enacted in this country. But again, for that to come to the fore, I believe that the government should do something very drastic towards ensuring that there's a proper regulation of house rent, arrangement, etc.,
Yes.
so that people can afford homes. I believe that that is one of the basic things that must be provided for the people.
Yeah, very
As a
very,
government,
very
housing.
Yes,
housing,
very
shelter.
important.
If anybody cannot boast of roof over his head, then there's a problem.
All right, our last question for you. The commissioning of is it the Senate House now?
The constituency
the
office.
constituency office. That is one of its kind. Tell us about this constituency office. Why the senator deemed it fit to have this for the constituents?
Yes, a lawmaker who really wants to be impactful to his people must have, an office that coordinates activities at the level of the senatorial districts or his constituency as it were, so that constituents can channel their complaint. You see, constituents will not be able to access the senator in Abuja. Not all of them can access him in Abuja, even though we know that many have been coming, but not all of them will be able to access him in Abuja. But the whole idea is that if you are not able to go to Abuja, that does not undermine your ability to present a complaint, present an issue, present a proposal to the senator. That is the whole idea of having constituencies. It's an effective liaison office where constituents can go, to discuss. And there are officers, men and women of impeccable character, already appointed into that office, representing the 3 federal constituencies that make up the Senatorial District. And Shimli Federal Constituency, Fundokwa Federal Constituency, then we have a CAF Federal Constituency. You have people who have been appointed, to respond to complaints, etc. And we have the head of the constituency office, etc. And other officers, on ground to receive constituents, etc. We receive a lot of correspondences that have been transmitted to Abuja, okay, with dispatch, and the senator, attends to them at the speed of light. That is the whole idea of having a lawmaker, who must be in touch with his people. For you to be able to at least be in touch with your people on a regular basis, there must be, an effective liaison, and that is the whole idea of setting up the constituency office. So we witnessed the commission of the office shortly after the Delta North senatorial meeting that held yesterday. All road led to the constituency office, wherein all the top political leaders in the senatorial district, alongside with party faithfuls and supporters. It was a beehive of activity. It was a carnival. And if you were there yesterday, you agree with me that it was a carnival. And this once again confirms the general acceptability of distinguished Senator Prince Ned Monianwoko representing Delta North Senatorial District. But however, my message to the people of the Senatorial District is very clear. Having realized the fact that they have a senator that they elected to represent them and is truly representing them in line with his campaign promises and in line with the yearnings and aspirations of the people of Delta North. A senator today that is considered to be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with the highest number of views and motions. We have never seen it before. Just less than 1 year after he was, sworn in as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He was sworn in on the 13th of June, 2023 to be precise, not even up to 1 year. And look at his achievements. That is to say, however, that distinguished Senator President Bunewoko, despite having achieved so much, in less than 1 year in office, has not even started. I can tell you, that before the end of his tenure, that the people of Delta North Senatorial District and even Nigerians at large
see melodramatic changes
their chest to confirm that he has brought about melodramatic changes.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Michael Nwoko, Chief of Staff to most distinguished Senator Prince Ned Nwoko, the senator representing Delta North at the Red Chambers. And we have heard from him the bills being proposed by the senator, and of course what it's doing for the constituents. Thank you very much, you out there, for being there. We have more coming your way on Thursday morning, right? Please go nowhere.
Thank you.
so much for staying tuned. This Thursday morning ride. We're coming to the end of the program. And right now, our next guest will be talking to us on environmental matters. You know, the issue of the environment, we can never actually have enough of talking about environmental matters. And I have here with me, or we have here with us, the chairman of the Task Force on Environment, Delta State, Honorable Gaspawa Ashiwu, someone who is very vast in environmental matters in Delta State. You're welcome to our program. Good to have you.
Thank you.
The last time you were here, it was when you were newly appointed chairman of the Task Force on Environment Matters in Delta State. So, how has it been?
Well, it's a very taxing job.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not easy.
We travel with stubborn people all over.
Not even not only stubborn people, those that are not stubborn put to be stubborn.
Oh.
Your appearance look unique, calm, but when it comes to environment issue, you exhibit some stubbornness which is not so good. But we are up to the task.
Yeah, I trust you. I believe you. You know, when you were here last time, you said we should watch out for your activities, that you are going to make sure that you go around the state and ensure that those who are proving stubborn as far as keeping the environment clean, as far as keeping things intact in the environment is concerned, they will definitely get dealt with as should. So far, how has it been in that area? Have you gotten corporate? Have you dealt with anyone?
Well, yes, I was here and I promised that to the best of my knowledge, if data can actually confirm it, we are trying our best. We try as much as possible. You know, we are an enforcement agency.
Yeah.
We enforce the environmental law on behalf of Waste Management Board,
Okay.
on behalf of Ministry of Environment, Capital Territory, OVA, even the various local government. And first thing, when I left here, we tried to collaborate with all the agencies in terms of environment. So far, so good. We are doing well. We have charged so many persons to mobile court.
Okay.
They have been convicted. They have paid their fine. The fine is paid straight to the government purse. And even oil companies, some of them are paying their fine. We hold that to the extent that those that are not even doing their EIA, environmental impact assessment, they are on their foot to running let us gather to make sure that they do their paper to up to date. So far so good, we have tried our best, but there is a trending issue especially in the cities in Delta State. We have experienced in Asabaye, Kwale is coming up again, Ugele and Wari. I think we have to be told the menace of all these artisans.
Artisans, what exactly are they doing?
Yeah, so you see, they lotter the whole place, all the whole street. So I've reached out to our Yuma Face governor, right to the sheriff of Borewori, and they has make adequate accommodation, preparation, so that we can relocate all the artisans down to Oko.
Oh, Oko.
Yes, Oko. We have a place immediately after Oko Market. We have a place there built by Delta State government to accommodate all these artisans. Instead of that, you see them along Koka Junction, Merababagida Junction, Akpo Junction, Bypass, seeing them holding their children and their headband. So it's not to go deface the state capital. So very soon, we will hold town hall meeting with them. Cellotype. We are the process very soon hold meeting with them. We have reached out to their leaders in Asabaye, in Wari and Ugele. So if you want to hire any of them, you go to the center with proper documentation. Because if you're in Delta State, the state government want to protect your property and your safety first. So, and if you're in Delta State, you should not cause the security threat to Delta. So based on that, we relocate them to Oko. If you want to take somebody, proper documentation, so that we know that some person is with you.
Talking about security threat, I know that some weeks back, about 2-3 weeks back, there was an issue in the state, and was it your office? You went demolishing these hideouts for these people. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, I led that team.
Okay.
I led that team. It's my office, but so far so good. It's a security issue, not what I would say in public now.
Okay.
Because there are so many places also spotted that we're also investigating. You see, you are in the state capital. A Delta State is a peace-loving state. In short, as a lady, you are supposed to move freely even though it is midnight. But now we find out that that place, you can't even move there freely from 5 p.m. And that they take your asset, they attack you. In short, no. So we have tried as much as possible to visit all those hideouts, bring them down, talk to the owner of those property, make sure that if you don't, well, let me leave that for
Okay,
tomorrow because
okay,
security
yeah,
issues.
security
Yeah,
issues.
security
Okay.
issues.
Okay, so let's talk about keeping the environment clean. I recall some weeks back, some, probably not you per se, but I think some members of the task force went around some vicinities to check areas that are not clean, people that are trashing their waste, inside the gutters, as a drainage system, the bushes and around. But is it really safe? Because I noticed that some persons, or I heard that some persons went into the compounds of, as they went into people's compound, people's private properties to, check the inside the compound to see how neat the compound is. And I was asking, isn't that going to the
far?
extreme? Like the staff of the environmental task force endangering themselves in doing that. I don't know, but can you just speak to that?
You see, that is why last week here we did a one-day orientation workshop for all the marshals.
Okay.
You see, to be ideal, there is an act, there is a law that permits environmental officers to go inside your compound and inspect your compound. But that doesn't mean that when you just get there, they will just walk in. No. One, there must be an element, an evidence to show that there is something coming out of your compound. Maybe water, or waste, or you water the whole front of your compound. So that one will now warrant somebody to go inside that where this thing is coming from.
Okay.
You get me? And you can't just go into somebody's privacy. You must notify them.
Okay.
You get me? And you cannot also go alone. You must go with your people so that those outside will know that some of our staff, they are inside there. You get me? So far so good. The local government, that the environmental officer in the various 25 local government, has that constitutional power to move inside your compound and inspect it. Then if they find out something and they give you one or two, if you refuse to change, it is now there, they revert back to my office to enforce the law. You get me? That's why we are called task force. We don't just move into your compound and say we are here to search you, to do one or two things. We don't do that. You get me? So what happened in back of McDonald some few days ago actually was carried out by Capital Territory.
Okay, federal okay,
No,
capital
state
territory,
capital
state
territory.
Okay.
Under the supervision of the immediate past SSG of the state, which is Ogbeshi Patrick Uka.
Okay.
Where we were notified,
Okay.
we sent some of my marshals down there to do the needful. And right there, some persons were able to charge to mobile court. Yes, right there too. Some persons were giving notice to charge to mobile court. So our duty, you see, that is why at times I look somehow embarrassed coming to your compound, maybe in front of your compound. It looks so dirty, and you are comfortable coming out of the compound, go to your working place, retiring home in the evening, you saw those things, and you enter your compound. You are even inviting snake into your compound. You see?
So in this era of Lassa fever, you're
yeah,
biting the
so
grass.
so you cannot even say you don't expect government to come and take care of you when you cannot even take care of yourself. So I don't know how some people actually behave, but so far so good. If they want us to treat them the way they want us to treat them, we will do them.
Okay.
That we do.
All right, so let's talk about the sanctions now, because I also heard that a particular compound that was investigated, I would say, I think the bushes in the compound or something, and then they don't have this waste basket, this
Waste
PSP.
bins, yeah.
Yes, they are not registered under PSP, and they don't have the waste bin. And when asked, they said they burn their vets. Yes, they burn their vets. So I think that particular house was sanctioned, was given 3 days ultimatum to go register at the PSP office and attain a waste bin, so that those authorities can actually do the needful. Now, when the person actually told me 3 days is actually too small, that was on a weekend. 3 days was actually too small for such a sanction. They said if you don't do this within 3 days, you face the wrath of the law. So can you speak to that? Would you say 3 days is rather a short period, to have yourself or your company?
Excuse me.
You say 3 days too small.
I'm just
but,
asking.
But to me, 3 days is enough time for you.
Okay.
Because
On a weekend.
That is where I want to come in now.
Okay.
When they serve you a notice, maybe on Friday,
Okay.
that 3 days start to count a working day.
Okay. That's
That's
Monday.
Monday,
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
You roll out Saturday and
And
Sunday,
Sunday.
because you can't meet anybody in the office. You get me? So that 3 days, you can contact the chairman waste management board. They will refer you to their chairman of PSP. Then, like I'm aware, because when I resume, I found out that a lot of persons were complaining. They pay, but they don't see these PS people to come and carry
Yes, their waste.
they
yeah.
show their receipt. So I have no other option than to reach out to chairman waste management board. So debtors are complaining. Can you avail me all the registered PSP in Asabanye? We reach out to the chairman. The chairman also gave us a document that how they divide it section by section. Let me say, how do I put it, whether division by division.
Yes.
So in case if they say in DBS now, we are in DBS, so it's not so.
Yes.
Maybe this DBS is given to somebody else. When somebody complains in DBS that he has paid, but the PSP have not come to carry
Their waste.
their waste, you reach back to the person in charge of DPM. So as now, if you call me now, say which area you say in Magdo, Bag of Merabagida, I will quickly call the man in charge. What is happening there? So we cannot carry the whole blame to data. Even you that is carrying the waste, you should also have the blame. If the man has paid up to date, but you are not carrying their waste, then we have no other option to revoke your license. We give it to people that have passion for the job.
Okay.
It is not my duty to revoke their license. I will make a recommendation to the chairman of Waste Management Board to do the needful. But some debtors are smart enough. When we say bring your receipt, they will go and give us receipt that he has paid for 6 months back. Not even the correct one. We say, this one is 6 months back. What about the correct? They say the one that they have paid before, they have not come to carry, so you still relying on that one. They will not do things that way now.
So you mean Delta should pay for services not rendered?
Don't see. Don't see. If you see that you pay for services not rendered, just let us put ourselves in our own shoulder. I pay for this month, and this is a month of April.
Yes.
I pay.
Yes.
The man did not come and carry my waste. I did not complain. In the month of May, environmental marshals now visit your area. You are now tendering that receipt of April to me. That is the man is showing you that you come and render the service supposed to render by April, come and render it by May. No, nah.
But so in this case now, what happened? In this, it's actually somehow someone has paid for a service not rendered. I mean, the dirt are still there, and that's the reason for which you came there. That was what attracted you, because those waste are there. Don't you think something should be done to those people?
We are still saying the same thing, my sister. Look at it now. You pay in the month of April.
Okay. And the service was not rendered.
No. You cannot tell me that the service was, because when you pay the month of April now, the person did not come. You did not complain, no.
Okay. So you are not faulting the person.
Yes, you did not complain. You are supposed to complain to us.
To you, for that person not coming.
Yes,
you have
to say, see my company is so lovely too. I have paid, but the man is not going. It's not left for us to call the man. But you keep quiet till June.
Okay.
When you see the environmental marchers, come to your side. Why you saw this? No, you are violated. You must pay. You must pay. If I will try to move back on, you are not tendering the receipt of April. For what now?
But let me come
I still have not gotten that.
Yes. Now the person tendered a receipt for the service not rendered.
Yes.
That is a fault of his or hers for not reporting to you.
Yes.
But now you are not telling the person to pay again, as in to pay for the
next month.
For the next month.
No, I'm not telling the person to pay for the next month.
Okay.
You pay. With the you are not paying to us.
Definitely, yes.
You get me?
You have to enforce.
Yes, to enforce the law. You pay. After you have paid, the man that you paid to
did not come.
Did not come.
Yes.
So my marshal find out by the month of June that your place is dirty. We have no other option either to seal your premises or charge you to mobile court. You are not tendering the receipt of April to me. Then that April, when the man did not come and render that service, you did not report to us. For us to sanction that man.
It's not your business now whether you have paid or not. So we need your fresh payment.
Yeah, ignorant of the law is not an excuse.
Oh yeah, sure. It is.
You get me? So if not assume you report to me before, it's not left for me to charge the PSP man. For people paying to you for you not rendering the services.
Yeah.
I was charging.
So what you're not saying that people when you pay and service is not rendered,
you report to us with your address.
Okay.
Report to us. It's not left for us to call the man in charge. If you think that your truck is faulty, rent another truck. If you cannot rent another truck, that to say you don't have passion for the job. We write to waste management board. Okay, just for example, let me just give you what recently. I found out that there is a very offensive odor, smell coming out of Asabamo.
Exactly, I was going to come to that. Is it because the big place?
Seriously.
What are you doing about it?
You see, like I always say, the governor has a human face. We that are working under him, we too should have a human face. You get me? I can't just go there and seal up Asaba shopping mall. One, I've read that business down. Two,
so because of human face, we should be.
Wait, I'm coming. Let me finish now. Wait, let me finish now.
Yes.
Let me finish. You that want to go and pick one or two things that day.
You are depriving the people.
You are depriving the people. I invited Asaba Mall to my office.
Okay.
I invited them. See, I don't want to obstruct your business. See what is happening.
Do the needful.
Do the needful. I was shocked. They are even doing it. They show me pictures as well. And we identify the fault from the gigantic drain. It is not my business. But that is the primary function of DG Asaba Capital Territory. We have to write to Asaba Capital Territory. I meant to see what is happening from Asaba Shop, right? See my investigation, see what they have done. But this is what government is supposed to do.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let us. Actually, we can say that Uka went there about 2 weeks ago.
I saw him. I remember I was driving back there from a summit, and I saw them right there at that ShopRite area.
ShopRite, that. You get me? So there's also the thing we are doing behind the scene. You might not know.
Yeah.
So let's come back to your question. If you pay and the service is not rendered and you just keep mute, that shit they go come again now. They go come again. And if they come, I go show them. You are only taking the law into your hand.
Okay.
Once the service is not ready, I report to us immediately. Then we leave the fight for us. That is just all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now you talked about marshals. You kept talking about marshals in the course of trying to explain to us certain things. I also know that these marshals were inaugurated last week.
Yes, last week Thursday.
Yeah, last Thursday. You're supposed to be here. So because of that program, you weren't here that last Thursday,
yes.
and you're here today. And of course, tell us about that inauguration. Now, what actually? How were they picked? Those who make up the marshal team. How do you pick them? And what exactly are their function apart from going to put houses to see if it's clean or not?
See, you see, the function of the environmental marshals are elastic.
Okay.
Yes, have a lot of function. First of all, you asked how do you pick?
Yes.
When I resumed November last year, after my appointment November last year, I resumed. I found out that we actually have some existing marshals. But even before I was appointed to that office, there have been a lot of companies side talk. So I find myself in that office. I said, okay, the first thing, let me give the office a new face script. Because the man that was did a lot of job.
Okay.
They are giving that credit.
Okay.
Sylvester Rumoli.
Okay.
Because it's not easy for you to disvirgin of.
Yeah.
There was the first person, he did a little job. I gave him that credit. So first thing, I dissolved the marshals. And I don't want data to know that after dissolving, I just went back to my bedroom and appointed people. I advertised for people to apply.
Okay. Oh,
yes,
good.
yes. And we receive within 10 weeks that the advertisement, I will receive 18,750 something applicants. And I was shocked. So there are so many things on the street. Upon all what the governor is doing, over 5,000 were employed recently in Super. But a lot of them. I said, okay, there's no problem. We started doing some screening, pull it down, without you knowing.
Yes.
Because of what you have submitted to us,
Exactly.
we investigated you.
Okay.
Your attitude, the way you dressed, your manner, and it was pulled out to 651.
Wow. Still large.
Still large. We try our possible best. We now arrive at 315. So we say, okay, we can't go.
Do with that.
Yes, let's try this one for the meter. So we engage 315 across Delta State. And what is their function? Like what I said, we are law enforcement agency. We enforce the environmental law on behalf of the entire state, or the agency, the ministry, or department. Now, first, you can see all the, like what I said, you can see all these artisans loitering the whole place in Asaba. Our duty is to evacuate all of them to the spot.
Place.
Two, you find out that we have a lot of illegal structure built on our walkway.
Even the waterways.
Those ones will go down. We also have a lot of people trading under the high tension.
I was coming to that.
You see, you will say, if I die, let me get the life. No, not you get that. As far God has created you and you are in data state, your life and security, property, everything is under God and the governor of the state.
Yes.
You get me? We cannot say somebody, why I just called and electrocuted one or two persons, they are no more. So our duty is to also protect. So those people trading under the high tension, all those ones will go down. They will also have a lot of people carrying their umbrella. We don't want you to stop your business. Carry the umbrella, just put in center of media. You can see them in Coca Runabout, other places. Trading. Capital. And that's the entry of Asaba. All those ones will go down.
So all those ones will go down. Where will they go to?
That is see. For example, now, let's come this way. This front of DBS now.
Yes.
Somebody just carry umbrella and put in front of DBS, maybe by the fence, doing business. those one will go because I've already defaced
DBS.
DBS. I think people do a lot of painting as I was coming in.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
very,
fine, they
very,
rubbish, you know,
so those people we will talk to them. This place is not good. Now let's go and look for somewhere maybe inside this estate, DDP estate, where you can do business. People will pay. See, if your product is good, you don't need
Locate you
advertisement. Anywhere you, the people will come to you. People will come to you, not by coming to the floor saying, hey, I'm selling your come. No. If you are inside the hole and your product is good, people will
It's you. Yes.
you get me? So all those ones we go. I bet it's not what we do. We get there gradually. I even go to local market. You see some people even trading
On the floor.
on the floor. We show in the main road.
Yes. They put
And
them
that
on
could be
the
risky,
floor.
you know.
Very
Any
risky.
vehicle could fail and crash.
So those people will try as much as possible to talk to them. Even use the monarch, the traditional council. Talk to them. Let's look for a way. If there's a way for us to expand the market down, because market is under the responsibility of the local government. They can clear a way, open way, so that they go there and trade. Our own primary is that let the road be free for traffic.
Okay.
Don't trade under high tension or illegal structure will go down. Now, if you are a stranger, you have not beat Asaba once in your life, and you are going for a ceremony in Anambra State, you use Asaba Airport. The moment you drop, you take a car going to Onitsha. Immediately after, you see all these artisans, Hausa people along the road by the express. So in short, that one will give you another mentality about Asaba.
Yes.
The Asaba that I'm hearing of, the Asaba. This size look like no. That is why we will try our possible way to clear all those trailers, all those small shafts at the red along the express, so that when you are driving, you will see the beauty of Asaba before you even get to me.
Is it only Asaba you are concentrating on?
Because you know why I'm saying I believe people that make sure we really worry at the red. Not only Asaba, but if you are looking for an eye of fish, you go straight to the head. Is it also?
Yes.
Asaba is the headquarters of
once it
Delta
happens
State.
here, it moves down to
Yes,
other parts
moves
of
down,
Delta
yes.
I
State.
think I want people to clamp down those trailer drivers that park indiscriminately. I mean, you know,
On the
double
road.
parking and everything. It's actually
Especially
very,
that Miriam.
it's annoying. I just wish you well because it's not easy. You know, you even see people abusing you, swearing for you and all that, but you're doing your job, you know. So one last word from you, please, as far as office and environment is concerned in Delta State. One last word from you.
To me, I will advise that security is everybody's business.
Okay.
To keep your environment clean is everybody's business. Yeah, so try as much as possible to respect government officers coming to you. Like what you have just mentioned, all those tankers parking along the road. We are discussing with Ministry of Transport.
Yes.
When we talk to you, you will refuse. The next day, we'll just take a towing back from Ministry of Transport to the tanker to government yard. Either take the commissioner court or take to the so whereby you will pay a fine to the state
next
government
time.
before we release it. So that one now will be an example to all that.
Thank you so much.
very much, Honorable Gaspar Ashiru, Chairman Environmental Task Force Delta State. It's nice speaking with you. I mean, you've let us know that your office is not just for keeping the environment clean, but for the safety and security of the people.
Exactly.
You also have things you do. Thank you so much. On that note, I want to say we have come to the end of Morning Bride. It's before Thursday morning, and I hope you had a nice time being with us. We shall come your way again next week, Thursday, so to join myself and Believe It. I am Vivian and Kechika from Believe It.
Keep your environment clean and stay safe. Have a beautiful Thursday.
Bye.
Thank you.
on, bring it on. You, bring it on. You, life know the sweet though. Hey, if some people know the hate too. So use the number 6 so calculate. You go see the ratio. The beef self na me yo. Whether that has to them relate to. So bring your own crayfish, oh. We go mix, oh, oh Lord. Shane and them talk say, we no go blow. Share them they see us now, we don't they glow. Take a look at me now, take a look at me now. We're running things in this town. Can't you see? I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you do. Just as long as you're chasing money, do what's right, never give up on it. Bring it on, bring it on. Are you ready? No matter how you try, don't you ever fall. Keep your head up high and standing tall. Bring it on, bring it on. Are you ready? No matter how you try, don't you ever fall. Keep your head up high and standing tall and rising, rising. Keep it high, rising, rise. Bring it on. This life is not easy. So much hustling and bustling. Everyone is struggling. So make you know they believe, say, since everyone is chasing, you're never gonna make it. Never say no, never give up. Keep your head up, standing tall, and for sure, you go turn it up, turn down for more. Shane and them talks, we no go blow. Share them they see us now, we don't they glow. Take a look at me now, take a look at me now. We're running things in this town. Can't you see? I don't care